Welcome back. In the D.C. area, there are more than 2.5 million people who are renters. And according to Zumper, it's a national rental research site, D.C. is the fourth most expensive rental market, trailing New York City, San Francisco, and Boston.
And if you're looking to rent a property, here with some awesome advice on how to avoid those critical mistakes, it's Corey Peterson, and he's of Kahuna Investments.
Yeah.
Your wife said she called you the big Kahuna. you got to tell us that story, how that came about.
I will.
but you know, this is pretty exciting, talking about people, or the percentage of people who rent homes versus purchase homes.
Yeah, almost 41% of the people out there are renters. And in this market, it's important that you, as a renter, you got to avoid like 4 things I think that are critical. And you know, the first thing you must avoid is to pay the full asking price.
Really?
Yeah. Everything in life is negotiable, believe it or not, right? And as an apartment and homeowner myself, I would much rather take a little bit less each and every month and get a perfect tenant than to get full asking price and have someone that's going to destroy my property or move out after a couple months.
Well, you know, okay, so the flip side of that for renters, I know that I would be a good renter, got good credit, stable income. You can go in there knowing that and say, look, you try to find somebody like me, but can I get $50 or $100 off is what you're saying?
Yes, oh, absolutely.
Right.
And you know what? I would want that because you're going to consistently take care of my property.
If your credit is jacked up, don't try to. Okay, what's the next
So the second thing you got to avoid is to assume the unit that you looked at is the actual one you're going to get. This is a bait and switch technique that a lot of agents use, where they show you this amazing looking property that has all the bells and whistles on it, only to assign you a totally different one. And it may not even be ready yet. So if it's not on your lease, chances are that unit you looked at is not the one you're going to get. So you really want to make sure you look at the unit you're going to get.
And so do you just call and verify and say, I'm interested in the apartment. Would I be renting apartment to be the one that I
Oh,
tour?
absolutely, yes. Yeah, you want to make sure. That's very important, right? Because you could get another unit. And it may not even look close to what you... How would you feel?
thought you had this view that you went out.
Yeah, that view wasn't there.
Yeah.
So the third thing you want to avoid is to not look at the crime index, right? Very important to understand the neighborhoods and communities you're living in, because everybody's going to tell you this area is perfect, right?
Yeah.
But wouldn't you like to know? So we have a website that I recommend. It's called clrsearch.com, and it's one that you can go and get all the demographics and information on the crime index and see how that area is.
Okay, that's good. I know a lot of people, they move. I live in an up-and-coming neighborhood, and they say, oh, I was jogging at night and I was harassed. And it's like, when you're new to an area, regardless of where you live, don't jog at night alone. You know, but look at the crime index and listen to Corey.
Yes. And then the last thing is to avoid moving from June 1st to October 31st. Okay, this is moving season. That's when you're competing with everybody else out there with all the moving services and the renters and the landlords, right? You're going to have a lot more negotiation power if you don't move during that time.
That's very good. That's very good. You know, so you talked about from the renter vantage point, but now talk to the landlords.
Okay, yeah.
What do they need to know?
Yeah, so they need to know this. So if most people are going to rent their personal home out, right? So if you're doing that, you want to make sure you take out all the family pictures and family photos, right? You want to kind of just clean it, make it look tidy and clean. And that's number one. The second thing that I think is the most important, though, is if you're going to use like social media, Craigslist, all those places to, put your apartment for rent, only have a small time period, like from Saturday from 1 to 2 as the showing time. This is going to get everybody coming to your property at one time. And when people compete for your property, you get to win.
So the renters need to see other renters looking at your rental property.
Baby.
Oh, that's good. That's smart.
Hey, I really like this. I really do. I'm getting into it as well, but I really appreciate you coming, and I think people should pay attention. June 1st to October 1st, that's that window.
That's
you just want to make sure you avoid, that's the highest peak time, right? You're competing for everybody else's business.
And what my favorite part of this is everything's negotiable. I love to negotiate, but really quick before we let you go, what if you run up against somebody and they're offended that you tried to negotiate?
Oh gosh. Hey, you know what? There's so many other places to go find a rent, right?
Okay.
And you know what? Know what you have when you're as a renter. Know what you have, right? Use that to your advantage, and I promise you, things will work out beautifully if you do that. Believe in yourself.
I like that. Thank you so much from the Big Kahuna. Okay, stay with us because we've got some.